jolly good. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Or was I? I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Or how to start this off. Okay. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clayton Zoker, and welcome to another My Thoughts On. Today I'll be talking about Censor, a British horror movie directed by Prano Bailey Bond. I've never heard of this film until recently, because this came out, I think, a month or two ago. And, it came out in August. It came out last month, okay. So the first time I've heard of this was a review from Mark Kermode. Not on BBC Radio 5 Live. Robbie Collin reviewed it while both Simon Mayo and Mark Kermode were away. And I saw his review on The Guardian, which is like an article website, and he gave it 5 stars, and I thought, 5 stars from Mark Kermode, it has to be good, because Mark Kermode is probably my favourite film critic out there, and there's very little film critics that I like. Well, if you count YMS and Chris Stuckman and all that, but not British, but he's the best one. So I thought, okay, I've looked at the trailer and the posters, I thought, this looks really good. This could be a new standard classic for British horror, like 28 Days Later, or like Shaun of the Dead, but Shaun of the Dead was a comedy. And I like its idea too. It sounds interesting. So I gave it a watch on Curzon Home Cinema Media, which is an app for renting films that were distributed by Curzon, or Curzon Artificial Eye, as you would see in some of the DVD shops, more specifically Amazon, FOP, HMV. So, I discovered the app via Radio 5 again, Radio 5 Live from Kermode and Mayo's film reviews, and I thought, okay, I'll have a look, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know this existed. It's quite cool. So, I had a look on there, and I put some stuff on my watch list. I saw Censor, I was like, yes. Supernova, yes. Wildfire, yes. Which, those two I'll be talking about this week. I tried to watch it on my tablet. I had to remove a few things because it was taking up a lot of my storage. But then, the video played, but there was no audio, and I thought, this is fucking weird. I think this is a very recent app. That's probably why there's some technical difficulties. I tried my phone, and it worked fine. And when I played it, there was sound. I don't quite understand the problem here. And I'll be very honest with you. Curzon's, app is not. This is the first time I've watched something like this. It's fine, I guess. Like when you watch the film, when you watch any film, there's no option to tap to go 10 seconds back, 10 seconds forward. It's just simply moving the running time bar. And the fact that I had to watch it on my phone and my tablet, because it's not on Xbox, the app is anyways, it's very, very troublesome, I must say. I don't know if it's on Prime or not. Usually when these films come out, they do, on streaming services and all that. Oh, it is on Prime. Is it the same price? Yeah, $9.99. I could have fucking watched it on Prime. Oh well, I mean, I gave this a try, and I'm not going to get rid of it. This will be a film that I think I'll just keep, so I can see what cool films are coming out on, you know, unheard of movies, kind. So like art house stuff and underrated stuff, and I will try and watch it elsewhere until it's all sorted on the tablet, on the because my tablet is Samsung and I don't know what's up with that, so I'll wait on that behalf, I suppose. Right, let's actually talk about the movie. The movie is about this girl named Eden, played by I'm going to try and pronounce this because she's an Irish actress, Nama Algar. Basically, she works in a archive footage area. I mean, it's not entirely clear what it's called, but basically, she works with other people to watch horror movies. Basically, a lot of them which are rated 18, and they have to write down the horror-y elements and remove it. So basically, they have to decide what's to be removed or cut from the film. Hence why there's lots of extended director's cuts, and the actual theatrical movie that that you get isn't quite the same. So it has to be cut. And this was back. This is back in where VHSs were a thing. I don't know if this was before. DVDs. The timeline doesn't seem quite as clear as you would expect, but this is like 80s or 90s at best from what I can tell. So our main character watches a film, I can't remember, I think it was something called At the Church or something, and then she starts to get flashbacks which were very, I mean, the scene in the film that involved, I think, a man trying to kill a young child reminded her so much of her sister who died. And she has to try and figure out who the actress is and see if it's actually her sister and see if the sister's alive. And that's all I can pretty much tell you. Okay, how do I put this? This is a very interesting movie. I think this could be this year's Hereditary, a film that I think people will either admire, love, or find it very tediously arty. I'm kind of both. I'm both. Because this was a very hard film to process. Not like complicated. I mean, there is that, and I followed the film fine to a certain point, but I was watching, I thought, this film, I don't know, it's leaving some sort of strange impact on me. Not like, oh, brilliant, or oh, I got chills. It's more like this is going in a direction that doesn't quite seem to fit with the mood. And I should probably get the positives out of the way first. The acting in the movie is brilliant. Our main actress is really good. She has good expressions that make her look very emotional and also very disturbed. I mean, she works in an archive place where she watches 18 rated films, or as you Americans would call it, R-rated movies, but a lot of these are rated 18. And she always has that very disturbed and very sad look, and she pulls it off brilliantly, and she is super terrific. I don't know what else she has been in. Not sure if I've seen her in anything else, but yeah, she was really good. Really, really solid. You've got other performances from Michael Smiley, who you may know as Tyres from Spaced, and he was in The Lobster. Also, as Lona Swimmer, he was also in Free Fire, which I should watch at some point. Great actor, despite the fact I've not seen him in much things. And despite the fact that he's not in this film for very long, he is still, he still serves a purpose to the movie, and he's very good, very charming too. I would like to see him in a movie where he is the villain, which would be quite cool. Nicholas Burns from Benidorm is in this, and he plays the very smug, very like argumentative character in the movie. You've also got Adrian Schiller, who you may know from that infamous Think PIF Moment of Doubt, which he was easily the best thing about. He was in the Beauty and the Beast remake as Monsieur, I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, great actor, even though you don't see him in that many things. You got Gil Ami Delorny. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. You'll know him from the Harry Hill movie as one of Otto's henchmen. Everyone else does superb, really good, really emotional, really physical in their performances. They're all very, very good. Visually, the movie is actually very clever. Towards the end of the movie, it actually starts to play with your expectations a little bit. The ratio of the movie would then... I won't give too much away, but I think that's kind of to be expected. The ratio plays a big part in the movie, of course. Maybe not huge as you would expect, but towards the end. Definitely, yeah. Yeah. But, mostly it's nicely shot, and I like the use of the red filter that resembles blood and death. And it is very haunting to look at times. It is a very haunting looking movie. It looks brilliant too, and I love the dreaded British look to it. It's clever, and I love the opening. The opening to the movie with the logos is clever. They use the really old studio logos, like for MGM and fucking Film 4 as well. That is so cool. I don't mind that. I thought it was good, and I liked the main character. The main character was not exactly the most, get along character, but she's likable and understandable and interesting. And the directing's good too. I liked where it was going, and the story too. It kind of resonated with me at points. There's a scene where she goes into a VHS shop, and I that was the one scene in the movie that one of the few many scenes I related to her the most. Asking about the DVD and who the director is and all that. I've been there. I'm a film fucking geek. I'm a critic, and people... most of the time I just say, have you got The Grinch, the one by Chuck Jones? The one with Jim Carrey? No. The animated one? No. Clearly, not everyone knows what I'm talking about, but you do try. Anyways, I like the music too. I like the use of I don't know if this is based on anything. I assume it's inspired by this controversy. I can't speak. That happened back in the day, but it's brilliant and it's a clever idea. Horror and censorship. But this is kind of where I don't really know what to think of it, kind of a way. The movie was going so well, but then it kind of lost me. Again, I was not really confused. The ending to the movie, which I won't give away, is both... from a production standpoint, it's brilliant, but context and story-wise, it's interesting, but also kind of hard to make out. I won't say too much, but the film kind of lost... This is the same problem with The Green Knight. The movie starts off brilliantly, starts off really good, but then it just loses me. The Green Knight actually made sense the second I think about it. This, I couldn't think of a possible reason, and this could be another film where you might have to look up theories again, then making up your own conclusion, which isn't a bad idea. So I think I'll watch a couple of more reviews of the movie and then come to my conclusion and think, oh, this is brilliant, or I still don't get it. Yeah, this movie... And also, There isn't any jump scares except for one which made me fucking jump out of my skin. That was a horrible jump scare. And luckily the movie was very chilling and very gory, more so than jump scares, which I was happy about. But yeah. And the one jump scare, if you watch the movie on DVD or whatever, or on Curzon home cinema, I recommend you turn your volumes down, because this movie had one jump scare. I mean, it's only one, the rest, none. But it is also quite a loud, also very distorted movie as well. So yeah. Besides the end, in which I don't know if I liked or not, the movie just kind of took its time, but not in a interesting way, more like in a it goes on for a very, very long time kind of a way. I was interested in a lot of things, but sometimes it goes on for a little bit longer than it should. And whether that's problematic, it's entirely up to you, and it depends on how you see it. So yeah. Do I think it's as brilliant as Mark Kermode and all that is saying? Personally, I really do not think so. This is no Quiet Place or Quiet Place Part 2. Even Hereditary, despite the fact that that film was even more hard to follow, was better. I'd say this is a little better than Midsummer, but that's not saying much. Censor was a very interesting film to take in. I say it's more disappointing when it gets to the end, in which I couldn't follow for shit. And that may be because I don't quite get the film's themes and message. You know, I understand it enough, but you know, I love art house films. I love deep films. Because when you watch films that you don't understand, you can watch them again to find the meaning, and when you see what other people say, you can agree with them. Again, you don't have to make up your own theories. If you listen to other theories and agree with it, that's good enough. You don't have to be your own genius self and think, oh, this is that. You can always agree with other people, and I think this could be one of the biggest disappointment in film endings for horror, because this ending it almost went to Midsummer levels, kind of. It was very interesting, don't get me wrong, but I can't say it fulfills what the movie was trying to tell us. Anyways, besides that, visually clever, very beautiful. I love the use of the ratio, and also with the filters. You can clearly tell it's directed by someone who loves horror, who loves cinema, and loves VHS. I mean, I remember when they were a thing. Acting is fantastic, especially from Naomi Algar, who really, really emotionally has a really good performance. With the not so well-known actors like Michael Smiley and Adria Schiller, they're also really good despite not being in the film for long. I like some of its ideas and presentations, and the use of censorship actually makes sense, because a lot of horror films get censorships and all that. Hell, even, do you remember when the Human Centipede Part 2 got banned from cinemas despite being rated 18? Yeah. It's like that, really, but they cut it down. Again, extended, director's cut, they're all there, in a way. But the thing is that the ending, towards the end, is when the film just went from pretty, not brilliant, but great, to just good. Yeah, this is a good, a good, interesting movie, but nothing else above that. Mark Kermode probably sees it a lot differently than I do, and I like him. Don't get me wrong, I love Mark Kermode. I will always, respect his opinions, and even if his opinions are not the same as mine, and even if he criticizes someone for liking it, it's, fine, whatever. I'm not going to criticize him liking this film, because if people love it, go for it. But I couldn't click with it. I did for a bit, but then it lost me. I was like, what the fuck is going on? There were a few things that did creep me the fuck out. Not as much as Hereditary and Midsummer, which is actually rare. This didn't creep me out as much as them. It was just, ooh. Yeah. Personally, I say give it a rental, give it a watch, and then come to your own conclusions, I guess. But I wouldn't say it's like a must buy. It's not great. It started off great, but then it just went to just a kind of formulaic but still interesting enough horror film. So I know I said I liked it a little more than Midsummer, which was a much more disturbing movie, but I'm trying to think of a rating for this movie. And I've been talking about this film for 20 minutes when it should have been a lot less, but there you go. I don't know, I couldn't really put it into sections about what I wanted to talk about, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. 7.3 out of 10. Unfortunately, I wouldn't watch it again, maybe for a couple of the ideas and scenes and maybe inspiration for my own filmmaking, probably, because it is genuinely quite dazzling and well made, and directed by someone who clearly respects cinema, but unfortunately, story wise, didn't click with me. Didn't quite. How do I put it? It didn't quite reach its full potential. I'll put it that way. That's probably the nicest way, I guess. So yeah, Censor. I was pretty disappointed by it, but I didn't hate it. So next up, I'm going to try and watch Supernova, which stars Colin Firth and Stanley Tucci. The only place I can watch it right now is on Prime, but you have to buy it for fucking $9.99. So I'm probably going to watch it on Curzon Home Cinema again, and it's like $4.99 to rent it. It comes out tomorrow. By the time you're watching this, it came out last week on Curzon, but by the time I'm recording this, it comes out tomorrow, but it'll already be out as this video is uploaded. So I'm going to try and watch that on my tablet again. If it doesn't work, then I'll just stick to my phone. So yeah, we're off to a good start. So if you have seen Censor, what do you think about it? And again, sorry if this is like 20 minutes longer than it should be, because usually when I try and just talk about films quickly, and I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it for much longer, but I realised I had a lot more to say than I realised, so sorry about that. So if you have seen the movie, what do you think about it? It's a good, bad, decent... do you want to see it? Let me know below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.